Israel is stepping up its aerial and ground assault on the sealed-off Palestinian territory. Yesterday, Israeli warplanes bombed the Jabalia refugee camp for a second straight day, drawing widespread condemnation from aid and rights groups. Officials inside Gaza say at least 195 people were killed in both attacks, while the Israeli military says it targeted and killed Hamas commanders. Today, more foreign nationals are critically injured Palestinians are expected to leave Gaza through the Rafah border crossing with Egypt. The limited evacuation began on Wednesday and is set to continue for the next few weeks. Speaking in Minnesota yesterday, President Biden said he does believe there should be a pause in order to get hostages out of Gaza. He said the U.S. was working nonstop to try and get Americans out and to support humanitarian efforts in the besieged Strip.
The United States is going to continue to drive humanitarian support for innocent people in Gaza who need help, and they do need help. We're going to continue to affirm that Israel has the right to responsibility to defend its citizens from terror, and it needs to do so in a manner that is consistent with international and humanitarian law that prioritizes protection of citizens.
In a few moments, we will speak with the president of the U.S. Middle East Project and former Israeli negotiator of the Oslo Accords, Daniel Levy. But let's begin with the latest on the ground and our correspondent, Jay Gray, who is near the Gaza border. Jay, first of all, what's happening where you are right now?
Yeah, and Joe, we've just seen a series of what are firefights. You've got the Israeli Defense Forces trying to push Hamas back from the border just about 2 miles or so behind us here. A lot of explosions, a couple of flares in the air, so they are actively working in this area again to make a defensive front and continue to push inward toward Gaza.
Jay, we know Israel again bombed the Jabalia refugee camp yesterday. Walk us through what we know about that and some of the reaction we're hearing.
Well, the IDF continues to say that they are targeting what are Hamas leadership and operational headquarters, and some of them buried, they say, in areas where civilians are. They say that that is a tactic of Hamas and something that they continue to try and root out. The response, though, overall and globally continues to climb. There continues to be an echo of problems with the number of civilians that appear to be injured as a result of these attacks. Let's listen to what one human rights organization had to say.
We are very concerned about settler violence in the West Bank. We find it incredibly destabilizing. We find it counterproductive to Israel's long-term security, in addition to, of course, being extremely harmful to the Palestinians living in the West Bank. And we have sent a very clear message to them that it's unacceptable, it needs to stop, and those responsible for it need to be held accountable.
Yeah, and look, it's just another example of how this seems to be spreading across the region, Joe. There continue to be flare-ups in and around that area as well. So it's a very serious situation, one that's getting much worse.
Jay, let's talk about what's happening at another border, the border with Egypt, and that limited evacuation out of Gaza through the Rafah crossing. It continues today. How many people are expected to leave, and is humanitarian aid getting in?
Yeah, it's been a big change at the Rafah border with Egypt, and we have seen more humanitarian aid rolling in. Yesterday was the biggest day yet for the number of trucks that made their way through with medicine, water, and food, desperately needed items there in Gaza. But we're seeing people for the first time go the other way, including Americans. One of the estimates right now is that about 7,000 foreign nationals are prepared to cross at Rafah and into Egypt and then on to their countries. We know that there were a handful of Americans yesterday, hundreds more expected to cross today. And this is something that's been going on since this war began, the negotiations back and forth, Israel, Egypt, Hamas involved, and of course Qatar is the middleman in all of this, and finally facilitating that yesterday. And as we heard the president, as he mentioned at the beginning of all of this, we expect this to continue for the next couple of days, Joe.
And a moment ago, we heard from Secretary of State spokesman Matthew Miller talking about violence in the occupied West Bank. The UN says it was already the deadliest year for Palestinians in 15 years, with around 200 killed. Since October 7th, they say 121 have been killed. Real quickly, talk to us about the situation there and concerns from the international community.
Yeah, there's no question that it is becoming more and more violent and volatile in the West Bank. There continue to be age groups that are focused on that area, but it's difficult because of the violence, obviously. And so it's something that they continue to watch closely and continue to have very real concern about. We know that there's a very strong divide in that area, and so it's become very problematic. And as you described, very deadly over the last couple of weeks.
All right, Jay Gray reporting from the border near Gaza. Please continue to stay safe.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.